Hey guys, my name is Graham Wilkerson. I'm the owner of Genesis Sports Performance. We have three locations in Indianapolis. I also have a license program where I help mentor other sports performance coaches to help build their businesses up to at least 40K a month in recurring revenue. And I also own a ad agency to help sports performance gym owners get predictable quality leads into their gym each month. And what I wanted to share today was basically kind of my journey and my breakthrough that has allowed me to scale my gyms to 1.5 million in annual gross revenue. And it definitely wasn't always like that. I didn't start like that. I started my gym 11 years ago. I was essentially renting space out of 1,000 square foot. It was a former law office. And honestly, if you're like me, I got into the industry because I wanted to train. I wanted to work out a lot. I had a passion for it, and I wanted to work with athletes. I was a former collegiate athlete myself, and it was just I was doing medical device sales, and I hated it. I quit in 2014, and I launched my gym then. So it wasn't long before I found out, hey, I have to run this thing like a business, but I didn't necessarily have the frameworks in order to understand how to scale. So, I think I was posting workouts on my Instagram. I was trying to get athletes in the door like that, maybe doing some cold direct messaging, attending my athlete events. But I pretty much floundered the first, I would say, 4 or 5 years of owning the gym. Like there were a whole lot of things I could have been doing, but I didn't. I was really just working out and training instead of running the gym like an operation. And so, you know, what why I do what I do, why I coach other gym owners is we can really shortcut a lot of the mistakes that I made by having some frameworks in place, which I wanted to share with you today. So really it was after COVID. I we were doing about we were doing about 40K a month maybe in gross revenue, right around like 450, 430 in gross revenue. And I had hired some really good trainers, and I really wanted to be able to not only have an income for myself. I had just met my wife and married my wife. I didn't want to be coaching 60 hours a week, and I wanted to find a way to provide a stable career for my trainers as well. So what I did is I started taking a day off to focus on the marketing side. At the same time, I got some great mentors along the way, and I understood, hey, I'm going to actually need to start dedicating some time to marketing this, to lead generation, a predictable way to get sales each month, or it's really not going to last. And so from basically 2021 to now, we've grown by 251%. I, have launched two other gyms. I started a licensing program, as I said, and we've really just taken off. And it's not that long of a time period, although it feels like it has been. But what we've been able to do is kind of take this framework, build it amongst our gyms, give it to other gyms. And what it does is it can predictably create about 80 to 100 leads a month. Of the 80 to 100 leads per month, we're seeing a booking rate of around 35%. And then everybody that comes in the door, we sell at our close rate is around 85%. So predictably, I can guarantee that I can get about 25 new members in my gym every single month. And that's what has allowed me to, not only scale our flagship location, but create these strategic other locations across central Indiana to grow the gym. And that's the framework I want to share with you guys today. A little bit about before I start the the whole point of this framework is we want to build a funnel and continue to market to these people month after month after month, the ones that don't convert. Um, in addition, our goal is to nurture these people as soon as they raise their hand, as soon as they express interest, and we want to get them in for a consultation. We call that consultation a athlete analysis, which is essentially, we'll go through a few tests with the athlete, and then we make a prescriptive sale to join our reoccurring gross revenue sports performance program. And I'm a huge fan of selling just directly into the sports performance program, continue to build the long-term value of each client, continue to build the recurring revenue, rather than doing like paid in front offers. It helps me scale on the Facebook side, and it helps me have predictable revenue to pay my large staff. So first thing we want to look at is, with this framework, every single month we create a front end offer. Now, one of the mistakes I had made in the past is I marketed like every other single gym owner, right? Come join my sports performance program, improve your speed, your agility, your strength, your power, whatever it was. It wasn't specific enough to get, people interested, to get people raising their hand. And so now every month we'll have this front end offer. The front end offer will rotate month to month to month, because we want to be able to attract different people. And it's generally, we're gonna be very specific in what we are selling and in what we are guaranteeing in that offer. So for an example, in June, we're running what we're calling an 8-week summer speed install, and what we're going to do is people are going to come in and we are guaranteeing a performance increase. So we'll check their miles per hour through the fly. We'll look at their vertical jump, and then we're guaranteeing a performance increase with this program. And although it says that it's an 8-week program, again, I'm selling people into our reoccurring sports performance. So the first aspect, we have our front end offer. How do we do this every single month? First one, we do an email campaign. So you should be building a list of everyone who has ever interacted with your gym. It can be former clients, current clients, leads that you got that didn't convert, former teams that you've trained, maybe parents that have signed waivers. This list should be everyone. And I've been in business for 11 years, so my list is pretty large. We have over 10,000 people on it. With this list, we want to collect these emails, and we're going to write an email campaign every single month based on our front end offer. We don't want to think about the email campaign as a just constantly asking, right? We want to think about it like a bank account. We have to provide value. I provide value through, educational emails, and then we can go for asks. So again, we have to deposit before we withdraw. We like to use ActiveCampaign as our way to send out emails. There's all sorts of different hosts, MailChimp, Go High Level. So utilize what you like, but I would be definitely collecting emails and doing email marketing for my gym each month. I have sample emails in here for June, which again, you'll be able to have this whole marketing play. You can download it here at the bottom. But as you can see, my educational emails are going to be based around my front end offer. So I'm talking a lot about speed in these educational emails. At the end of the system here, we'll have 4 sales emails to try to convert people off the email list. I generally prefer to do 2 to 3 emails a week. For this month, we're doing 2 educational emails each week, and then the last month we're doing our sales emails. The second play is a text campaign. Just like emails, we want to be getting everyone's phone number. This is particularly effective if you're running paid ads, because a lot of the time, half the time people aren't ready to do something with you, right? You're not going to convert every lead you get. But if you're collecting these leads into a database, when you send these emails, when you send these text messages each month, someone that you may have had on your list 3-4 months ago, what you were offering at the time didn't resonate with them, but your new offer might, right? So generally, we send out a text campaign like this into our list. We're going to probably sell 4 or 5 people onto it every single month. So everyone needs to be put in this central database. And the way we like to run our text campaign is, as you can see, my front end offer is our 8-week athletic performance program for June. So I am essentially advertising that. But the way I like to do it is I ask the parents if they'd like to bring their child in for a free week to try the program. And this is a great way to, they come in, they do our athlete analysis, we go for the prescriptive sale, and then we give them the free week. A little caveat to this, I like to send this text campaign to former leads. I do not necessarily like to send it to people that haven't worked with me before. And you'll see in the next step, it's because I like to reactivate those people. So the next step is reactivations. What we do is we print out everyone that was with us in June of last year, and then we look at our current client list. So I'm going to see, hey, this athlete was with us last year at this time. He's likely not in season. He or she is likely not in season. Why aren't they with us this year? And we're going to send a message, a personal text message or a call to that parent. And the goal there is we just want to reconnect, right? We don't want to immediately sell them off the bat. It would be something along the lines of like, hey, Mr. Smith, how's Johnny doing? I know he was in with us last summer. How did his baseball season go? Just thinking about him the other day and wanted to check in. Again, we want to reconnect. As we start that conversation with the parent, you wouldn't believe it. Like 7 out of 10 times, you don't even have to ask. They're like, oh yeah, we've been thinking about you. We need to get back in. If it's not going anywhere, then we like to ask them to come in for a free trial for whatever front end offer we're running that month. You can see exactly how I set my scripts up for my general managers. And this you'll have access to this too in the download. This is a volume play. I recommend for our gyms, we need to do at least 50 individual reach outs. Each general manager needs to do at least 50 individual reach outs per gym. The next tactic we use in our framework is Facebook group posting. So we want to identify all the groups in our really target market. We want to look for groups that have over 500 members. You're going to have to message in these personally. You aren't allowed to use a business page inside of a Facebook group. We have found the best options for these. The most successful groups here are like parent groups, so certain neighborhood groups, schools, sports teams. You can definitely go with sports teams. You can go with travel sports teams. We've had a lot of success posting like travel, baseball, and softball groups. But generally, you want to be thinking, hey, I need to post this in a place that I have parents' eyeballs, right? And then we're going to make a post that follows kind of this general format in the Facebook group with the goal of getting people to comment on the post so that we can engage them and invite them into the athlete analysis. So for example, in this one, I say, hey, we're launching our 12-week breakaway speed program for athletes wanting to improve their first step quickness, agility, top end speed. If you're interested in developing your athlete speed this offseason, comment speed below. I'll send you a message with all the details. Anytime a parent comments below, we need to like the post and comment, hey, I'm sending you the details, because the more engagement on the post, the more eyeballs it's going to get in the group, right? And so then we're going to send each commenter a direct message. We want to get micro commitments with this. It's a cold lead. Like, we're not going to immediately be able to dive into everything the program entails. So we're going to start with just simple questions. Hey, thanks for reaching out. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? What sports does your son or daughter play? What were you hoping that they could work on? When does the season start? When were you guys interested in getting started training? Simple questions to help them engage in the conversation. The more they engage, the more they're invested with you. And then you go into trying to get them in for the athlete analysis. So I like to say, hey, our first step, we'd love to have you in for the athlete analysis. It's completely free. We'll go over your athlete's goals. We'll go over what they're wanting to accomplish. And we'll take some tests to just look at their current outputs so we can see, we can come up with a dialed approach on how we can help them improve. Is this something that you'd be interested in doing? And then the goal is to book them for that free athlete analysis, and that's where we do the prescriptive sale. Volume on this, we aim to post in 5 groups each month. Each month we recycle with a new offer. You wouldn't believe some groups, you're not going to hit it on the first one. Some you might hit 20, 30 responses. I've had people in my licensee program that have sold 10, 12 people on a Facebook group. So it's something that you want to continue to do each month. The next step, we have referrals. Referrals, we essentially have a three-pronged referral program. It includes guest passes, referral prizes, and bring a friend weeks. So we have a guest pass that we give at point of sale. Anytime an athlete signs up to the program, we say, hey, we find that it's always best to work out with a friend when you're first getting started. Is there anyone you have in mind that might like to join you? Mom or dad is sitting right there and they always come up with a name. That's an immediate lead that we can call. Here's what that looks like. It's just a little 7-day guest pass, and we have place for the parents' email and phone number. If a athlete brings a friend in, we just always want to make sure we get the parents' number to call them after the session. The second thing outside of the point of sale, we have a referral program. So any athlete that brings another athlete in, they get $100 bill. And this is just, we make a huge deal out of this. Athletes love this. $100 is a lot to a youth or high school kid. I don't know if you remember then, but it's like $1,000 to us, right? So when they come in, and they have gotten a referral, someone has signed up from that athlete, we make a huge deal out of it. We waive the $100 bill, we put it on the story. All the other athletes in the gym are asking why they got it. And we tell, hey, well, he brought us a referral and they signed up. And then they go out and they're helping you with referrals. So that's a great thing to institute in the sports performance program. And then the next thing we do is we run a Bring a Friend campaign. Every quarter, we allow our athletes to bring in a friend as many times as they want to train for 2 weeks. We are able to convert, generally 10 to 12 athletes on this Bring a Friend week. Here's the campaign we send out for it, and then here's a Canva you can also utilize for it. The next step is a team speed analysis. So every month we are trying to get at least one team in the door to do a free team speed analysis. And I'll tell you how this works. So generally we want to reach out to local sports teams, clubs. I'd like to connect with coaches I have some relationship with. It's really hard to cold message an athletic director or coach and get a response. So I like to go through the parents. In addition, like in the private sector, a lot of times, high schools have strength coaches. They already have a performance team. So I like to go after some sports that might not, have access to that. So sometimes it ends up being a lot of club teams, local youth teams. Essentially, all we do is we offer the coach hey, we'll do a free team speed analysis. We'll look at your athlete's speed, power, change of direction. Each athlete will get a report, and they can send it home to their parent. And we'll also do a little workout during that time too. So we have the athletes in. We'll test them. We just do a fly sprint, a vertical, and a 5-10-5. So we can give them some reports there. They'll send that back with the parents. And then what we do is we'll put them through a workout. We want it to be fun so that they're interested in coming back. We ensure that every athlete that participates, they have a waiver signed with the parent's email and number. And after the analysis, the next day, we'll call the parent to go over the report. This lends itself to, if we have 10 athletes in a speed analysis, we're generally getting 3 to 4 to sign up. We like to just recycle and repeat these things every single month. I have an example email that you could utilize to send out to the parents for it. I have an example follow-up email we utilize in addition to the phone call. And then here's how the report looks here. We have our power, our agility, and speed. How do your test results compare? And then we have some normative data in here. Our final step in our process is paid ads. So we run paid ads, conversion ads each month through our agency. If you've been burned by Facebook ads before, I know I had. I think a lot of the times they're geared towards kind of that general population adult fitness crowd, so it can be hard. We spent a year and a half running ads for athletes and tested and tweaked so that we came up with the best offers that actually work really well. And we created an ad agency out of that because we noticed there was really nothing comparable for sports performance. Um, Generally, on my worst months, I'll spend 2 to 3K, but still double our ad spend, right? So I might spend two and I make four, 3 and 6. On my best month, sometimes I'll 4 times my ad spend. What's amazing is I sell people into the reoccurring revenue. So, let's say the first month I spent 2 grand, I made four, I netted 2 grand. Well, next month I'm netting 4 grand because all those people are staying on a reoccurring membership. It's one of the best ways that I've been able to scale our gym. Um, Again, sell everyone into the reoccurring, and you really at that point it just turns into almost like a bank account, right? And here's a sample ad that I have included in here for you. This is our breakaway speed program. So really that is the marketing tactics I've utilized to scale our gyms over the past 5 years. It's worked extremely well. We're just getting started too. We have our second facility is pretty young. It's approaching its third year here, and then our third facility we just acquired like a month ago. So the great thing is, I'm able to invest in a facility, and I'm able to get it up to profitable really fast with this method. And you'll be able to see this entire document so you can download it and utilize these resources for June. And if you have any questions at all or you'd like to discuss anything else in depth, I'd love to hear from you. My email is graham@genesissportsperformance.com. My Instagram is GA Wilkerson 51, and feel free to reach out. I love connecting with other sports performance gym owners on this stuff and learning how we can grow together. Thanks for your time.